Hi, so I am Asklan from BCK153. So in this video, I am here to talk about the new interesting features that have been occurred or that has been arrived to us on the new iOS 18. And there are certain lot of features which has been described, which has been given to us during the iOS 18 event. So I would like to start from the basic. I would like to start from the most interesting and most attention capturing feature, and it's nothing but artificial intelligence, and it's Apple intelligence. So I like the way how Apple has been categorized or how Apple has been branded the new AI for them. So they have simply redefined the definition of AI from artificial intelligence to Apple intelligence, and I believe that this is one of a key, great brand strategy. And other than brand strategy, I also believe that like Apple has a way of doing things by in their own way. So this is something like that. And if I what I'm going to say is that that will let you understand what I say, that Apple has a way of doing things by their own. So we have been seeing a lot of artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence models like ChatGPT, Gemini, all those kind of AIs are very familiar with nowadays, and we have been using them a lot. But there is a issue or there is a hard side of that AIs is that once the internet goes off, we can't access them anymore. That's because all of these artificial intelligence models are like, as the name says, they are GPT, which means they are using generative models to generate new ideas and new data for the user according to the user input. So all these generative models and generative algorithm, transformer algorithm requires a lot of computational power. So they can't be implemented on a mobile chip or a computer device because of their huge power requirement. So therefore, all of these generative models have been deployed on servers, and as we all know that if you want to access server, then definitely we need a internet connection, and once there is a large amount of data traffic is going into that server, then definitely those generative models will slow down. So that's one of the major issues, what's going on with all the existing generative models or generate existing artificial intelligence models. But Apple has changed the game, or Apple has get a step further into the game. So that is that Apple intelligence doesn't require internet connection, or the 90% of the Apple intelligence has been personalized for a single user, and all those computational power has been coming from the Apple chip itself. So this comes to the next important part of Apple chips, like Apple Silicon or Apple Bionic chips and Apple M1 series chips, both have a new feature, or both have a extra chip called a neural engine. So this neural engine is what letting Apple to make this beautiful and interesting feature for the users. So this neural engine is actually a kind of highly powerful and processing chip, which is mainly built, or which has the capability to do all this generative thinking, or to make the neural pathways for this thinking ability. So this is what lets the chip to do all the computational power inside it without accessing any servers or anything. So this is one of the main thing that interests me in the Apple intelligence. And the second thing is that Apple intelligence doesn't share data with other Apple engines, which means it's not using any server functionality. It's like built in the chip, so therefore it's personalized. So each user will get their own personalized AI assistant. So that's a way ahead future, because any one of the existing competitors can be achieved up to them. And so that's one of the another interesting feature that Apple has been implemented. So the personal assistant makes one of a great future for Apple engines. So that's one of the thing. And the another thing that in the new iOS 18 features is that Apple has get into this new Siri. So now Siri has been collaborates with ChatGPT. But if when we are hearing that, we all require, or the first thing that comes in your mind is that what about our security of concerns? So we all know that Apple has been so popular in the industry because of their security and because of their advanced privacy features. But when Apple is trying to collaborate with GPT, which is an external server kind of artificial intelligence model, and once if a Siri is like a personalized assistant, if Siri started to collaborate with other artificial intelligence, then definitely the first concern occurs in your mind is that what about the privacy of data? So to overcome this issue also, Apple has been done a great interesting job. So what the thing is that actually Apple has built on Apple's own server. And so whatever data we are capturing or we are asking to the Siri, first of all, this data from Siri will goes into Apple server. So from there, actually, Apple will degrade all the personal information data, like such as the IP address of the user or the names, all the personal details of the user will be, and who is asking this question or such kind of metadata about that question will be actually detached from the query. And after that, Apple server will directly communicate with the ChatGPT server. So what happens is that there a server to server communication will occur, and this Apple server is what responsible for actually asking the query to ChatGPT, and then the result from the ChatGPT will be directly given to the Apple server, and from there actually Apple server manages the communication to the client or to the person who has been asked the question to the Siri. So through this way, actually, they can simply separate the concern of privacy, and they can actually integrate a powerful existing AI model, which is ChatGPT, into their iOS itself. So this is also one of the key thing that interests me a lot in Apple's new iOS features. And other than that, like they have been deployed a lot of common features, like we can erase the background of photos, or we can erase the unwanted objects in photos. So all this has been done by the help of artificial intelligence. And the next most interesting that they have been deployed is that the new calculator for iPad OS. So this is also interesting, and this also will be given to iOS 18. So both iPhone and iPad can be used as calculator, but it has been mainly emphasized for iOS, like iPad OS calculator. So the interesting factor is that, like whatever things we write on that notepad will be actually calculated by the calculator itself. And we all know that this can be done without the help of ray tracing, and without the help of any kind of artificial intelligence. So what's happening is that actually Apple has been integrated a kind of artificial intelligence model into their notepad. So by the help of this, actually they can capture what the user is writing, and they can understand, and after that, like they can simply process the data, and they can show the output into the notepad itself. So this is also one of a groundbreaking technology. And more than the technology, like if you are talking about the technological side, it's nothing that much huge, because there exists many kind of similar applications in the current scenario and current world. But what makes it really much different is that the way they implemented the future, because the user experience. So that's all matters when coming to the product, because what user feels and how easily user can access the data, or how easily users can get into the application. So this is what Apple has changed the game much further and much step forward. So we can simply write into a note, and that will easily capture the entire thing. So that's a game changing thing, because none of the existing competitors has been reached up to that point. So these were some of the main features that impressed me a lot in Apple's new iOS 18 features. And yeah, exists a lot of other features, like we can get a lot of customizability, we can get a lot of other kind of normal updates, like we can categorize our new mails into different categories, like promotion, all of things. And one of the another major update that comes into Apple Photos is that, like now we the Apple iOS system will be, or the operating system will be by default categories different applications, or different photos from different applications and everywhere, and be collaborated into a simple and manageable collections. So it will be like very easy for us to require, or easy for us to access all the data in the photos and all in a much more efficient and a much more better way. So these are some of the features that I have found interesting in new iOS 18. So this is what I would like to present in this seminar. So that's all about new iOS 18 features, and that's it. Thank you.